you said earlier that you don't like the happy pieces.
No.
Do you know why? Like, do you know why you gravitate towards the unhappy ones?
I mean, I'm a pretty melancholic person, really.
Okay.
I mean, I can come off really jovial, and I love having a good time and having a good joke here and there. But yeah, I mean, I love the Smiths. It's interesting because I love the Smiths. I love Prince. You know, ironically, a lot of my favorite Prince songs are more of the more somber ones. Some of those B-sides like Power Fantastic, or, you know, the song Solo from the Come album. I mean, there's so many of those like more ballads that I tend to connect to.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I think they don't always bring me joy. And maybe it's probably a deeper thing that a therapist is going to have to unpack about, like the way that I can sometimes, in being in a relationship, if it seems healthy and I'm making a certain type of work, I'll look back on that work and be like, oh, that was crap, because maybe it seems so light. I don't know. Maybe it's just this, like, where's the depth, you know, and all that joy. Like,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's hard to say, because I think An Untitled Love has a lot of joy in it, but it also has moments where we try to drop the floor out and kind of give everyone that kind of weight and a little bit more of that reality, right? Because like that Lauryn Hill quote, you know, fantasy is what people want, but reality is what they need, you know? So it's fun to kind of go in and out of these modalities or these different experiences. And yeah, so I'm not sure. It's hard to say about this idea of joy and my aversion to it on the stage.
Do you think art always comes from tragedy? Do you think the depth in art can only come from darkness?
No, I don't know if that's true. Although I'm probably sure most of my favorite artists in any capacity, music, dance, visual art, have probably experienced some kind of pain.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like how do you get a soul singer to be a soul singer without having any struggle? I don't know what's going to happen in, like, you know, 50 years if everyone's growing up in this kind of euphoric way. It will still get some of that grit that you hear in like a Jasmine Sullivan's voice or something, or Aretha Franklin, you know?
Yeah. Can you also extend to, even if you're just making something light or something happy, if you've not experienced darkness, you wouldn't know, like, you wouldn't be able to contrast it. Like, you wouldn't truly grasp the meaning of being in love if you've never been in love, right? So it's like,
well, I don't know, right? Because I think that's a whole other thing. I think, like, you know, again, this work, An Untitled Love, you know, having not been in a relationship for 7 years at the point of making that work, I had to kind of go back and think about these different reference points, or think about my parents or my aunts and my uncles, and think about what in their way of love did I want to bring forward. But then also the longing. I think people even if you've never been in love, you still may long for what that feeling is. And that longingness can break someone and make something really potent and strong. Even if you hadn't, I mean, I guess being in love, like, what does that mean, right? Because it's one thing to be in love in a reciprocated way, and it's another thing to be in love in an unrequited way. So maybe that's where I get tripped up.